Good afternoon. I'm Lauren Rose Hoffland, and you're watching League TV, a service of the League of Women Voters of Sheboygan County. The League of Women Voters is a nonpartisan, grassroots political organization established in 1920 that advocates for informed and active participation in government. Our members are women and men who work to improve our systems of government and impact public policies through education and advocacy. The League neither supports nor opposes candidates for office at any level of government. Today, we are interviewing Satino Laster, a candidate for a position on the Sheboygan Area School District Board of Education. Satino, before we begin the interview, we want to thank you for agreeing to meet with us today and also for investing your time and resources in running for office.
Thank you, Lauren. I'm very, very thankful to be here on this platform.
So our first question speaks to your qualifications to be a member of the Board of Education. What skills would you bring to the Sheboygan Area School District?
The skills that I bring would be a father of three boys, product of the Sheboygan Area School District. I've also worked in education down in Milwaukee, where I was a teacher, dean of students, the bus transport coordinator, and also security. Working with the families and the students was a great attribute that I had. I loved being involved, loved being on the front lines of taking care of the problems and making sure that our kids and our families are being set up for success in the future, because evidently our kids are our future. We want to lead them and have the footprints to have them be successful later on in life.
What do you think the school district should do to improve equity in education?
I think that all kids living in the United States have a right to free public education, right? I mean, I think we all agree to that. And the Constitution requires that all kids be given equal education opportunities. So I believe that the way we can start this is to have equal access that guarantees that the students have equal opportunities to participate in all aspects of the educational process. That's including learning facilities, the classroom, computers, labs, just having the resources and extracurricular programs that's going to help them be successful later on in life. It's very important to know that equality is about ensuring individuals are treated fairly and equally, no matter what their race, gender, age, sex, religion, orientation is. So that's what we have to get through first. So that's going to hopefully eliminate the bullying, eliminate people being picked on or being isolated because of what they choose to be. School is supposed to be a place where we all come together to form relationships, friendships, school partners, whatever that might be, to be successful later on in life. It's important to know that that this is beneficial for both teachers and students. So it's not just the students, it's also bringing equity and inclusion and understanding to the teachers as well. And once we have a whole well-rounded organization or a group, therefore that's when we can start striving to be great, because it's a well-oiled machine that's working together, not intricate parts that are trying to pull against each other. And I just wanted to talk about the achievement gap just briefly. That is what separates economically disadvantaged students from minority students with lesser disadvantaged pupils. So we need to close the gap as a way to achieve education, equity, and equality.
How should the school board inform their decisions to best deal with COVID-19 moving forward?
Well, as I've stated in other Zoom meetings, our community is finally beginning to lower the community spread of the coronavirus. We need to make sure our processes and our procedures, how we handle COVID cases within our school district, is consistent, safe, in order to keep the students safe, the teachers safe, families healthy, from top to bottom. We just need to make sure that everyone is being safe, from the janitors to the cooks, the lunch aides, whoever's in those buildings or affected directly and indirectly. We have to make sure that they're safe. How will we isolate the issues to ensure safety of the students and teachers? Well, how we can get ahead of the virus is not to put ourselves in a position to be backpedaling. That's first and foremost. We have to move forward. In order to do that, we have to make sure our foundation that we're standing on as we go on is solid. and not having any holes or anything that can put us back again. So additionally, I will focus on building the partnerships with local organizations, educators in the community, which is Aurora, Purveyor, whoever it is in the medical field that can come in and teach safe hygiene, safe practice, whatever that might be to help us keep that virus spread down, but also teaching us how to be more safe in our classrooms and in our communities. One of my key things would be to focus on the HVAC system. We need to have clean air in our schools. We need our students to come in, our teachers, whoever's in that building, to know that that air is fresh and clean, not recycled air, but clean air coming through, so that that virus is not being respread. That's going to be key. I know that might be a cost that comes with it, but our future is not worried about dollars. We need to make sure that their safety is our main concern.
What do you recommend the school district does to attract and retain quality staff?
That was a very good question. I really think that we have to be intentional in hiring diverse professionals. Increasing teacher retention can support greater equality across the education system. We all know that high turnover rates are constant, in constant flux, and making it significantly more difficult to institute change in educational processes and policies. So first off, we have to shore that up to have a great team. When recruiting, we need to find great teachers. A great teacher is a warm, accessible, enthusiastic, and caring individual. The students can go to and have more of a relationship. So it's more, they can be a problem solver. They can have their concerns to come to, or even share a funny story. That's what we need. We need that well-rounded teacher that is not just a one-hat person that can just teach, but our students are in this building hours and hours. We need someone that they can go and confide in or tell something to, so that we can build those positive relationships. So we need to implement a retention strategy that's going to create to reduce employee turnover, prevents attrition, and increases retention and fosters a positive employee engagement. It is a proven fact that high teacher turnover rates in the school negatively impacts the student's achievement. So that's for all ages, all groups. Once a student starts to see that teachers are leaving, they become disinterested. They start to shell up and don't feel safe, don't feel appreciated. So they don't have those relationships. And it's hard to gather that when you have a teacher that's been in a district 30 years. Students that haven't been in that school knows that that's somebody that they can go and count on. That's somebody that they can lean on. Parents too, and also a board member. So that's what we need. We need stability.
What do you see as the most important role of the school board and why?
I think a school board member is responsible for determining the policies of the district, approving the budget, um, the hiring and the firing or the evaluation of the superintendent. So those are some of the key things that the board does. School board members must also be able to back up their decisions and actions with facts and data. It has to be data proven, because someone can always just come in and say, "Well, this should be done this way." Where's the data? Where's your analytical piece that you've been studying to make sure that this is going to be a proven step forward? That's where we have to be. It has to be analytical data to push the district forward. If you don't have that, then it's only assumptions and it's not proven. So we need to make sure that we're proven. The board, the action must be transparent and accountable. And that's what I think that I will bring to the table, is being transparent and accountable, because I'm here for the students and the teachers and the community. I'm not here for someone across the way that says, "Well, it should be done this way." Well, we need to take the facts. We need to understand what's factual and what's not, and how can we implement that, not just for that moment, but for the future. It has to be something that's progressional throughout the time, and to have it has to be sustainable, and that's key. We Collaborative thinking. You have to be collaborative in your thinking and your actions is crucial in this role. I believe to be an effective voice and a member, we must work with the community, the school and the staff, and the stakeholders, which is our children.
So, this last question is a long one. Since 2017, Wisconsin statute requires graduating high school students to take a civics test comprised of the same 100 questions that may be asked of an individual applying for U.S. citizenship. Students must correctly answer 65 of those questions. In non-presidential election years, spring voter turnout in the county and the city has been between 20 and 40%, even though this election determines who runs local government as well as the school board. And much has been written lately about U.S. citizens' general lack of knowledge about the Constitution, the election system, and the critical role of compromise in democracy. Do you think the current civics education offered in the district goes far enough to educate and engage young citizens in the democratic process?
Um, yes, I do think it does. Public education it creates informed citizens of our nations. It's critical that our students have a strong foundation in history of our democracy, and it's critical that they have the knowledge and skills to be informed and engaged as citizens when they leave our schools. So that's first and foremost. So our nation has about 1 out of 3 adults participating in elections. That's not good. We need that number to be higher. This is not healthy for our democracy. The city of Sheboygan had, I believe it was 89% of registered voters vote in the November election. It seems like it's a high number, but I think that number should be a lot higher. Schools are already teaching civics in the curriculum. We need to find more ways to connect our schools with our community so that our students can see the power in their vote and how it can improve our community. If we don't improve this real connection between teachers and civics and being involved and informed citizens, then our communities would not be unified in how to address the challenging issues in our community.
Thank you. And thank you, Satino, so much for taking the time to interview with us today. The League of Women Voters strongly encourages all who are eligible to vote in the upcoming general election on April 6th. If you are one of the 20,000 eligible voters in our county not registered to vote, you may sign up easily on myvote.wi.gov, or you may contact your municipal clerk for more information. Other LeagueTV interviews may be found on our website, including our conversations with 5 of the 6 candidates for the school board. Satino, thank you again for your time today. Best of luck in your campaign in the upcoming election.
Thank you so much. I appreciate this time.